one of the things that people are calling for, and at some stage or another the government has to organize itself to respond to it, is this whole, they talk about reviewing SHS. I think we should have a broader conversation about the incidence of education on our national development and therefore also on our budgetary and public sector contributions to national education. Because so many of the issues that you have brought forward, even though there are single items, all feed into the broader conversation of how much money is a society prepared to devote to education in all its various ramifications, whether it's talking about the feeding of children, whether you're talking about allowances for nurses and for teachers, we're talking about the level of monies that are devoted to scholarships, public scholarships. All of this should form part and parcel of that discussion. Already we spend considerable amounts of money on education in budgetary terms. I think you're aware of it. Higher than virtually all the countries on the continent. But nevertheless, as you can see from your own recital, it's still, if you like, inadequate. Yeah, because if it was adequate, it would deal with the amount that is spent on students for the feeding program. It would deal with the issue of training allowances. It would deal with the issue of scholarships. All these are the direct result of budgetary constraints that there are in the system. Already there are some who are eager to curtail some of these important initiatives like the free senior high school policy. There are powerful forces in the society that are against it and who are insisting that education should be what your parents can afford, and they should all contribute to paying for education. And the same at the tertiary level. But I have a different view. I think that it's a public good. The benefits of it for the nation, for the society are obvious. You talk about, for instance, the ratio of enrollment at basic school level. We've now been able to translate it into what, 95%. Is an extremely important statistic. It means that substantially, virtually all Ghanaian children now have access at least to basic school education. The difference between 95% and 100 is almost negligible. So, and therefore it will be relatively easy to move from 95 to 100. Yeah. So that in itself is a major achievement for us as a country. I subscribe very strongly to the possibility that the minister is examining the possibility, because if we're going to have a serious discussion, it hasn't to be manufactured and it hasn't to be artificial. And it should be in a manner where all stakeholders, with education, stakeholders really means the entire population of Ghana.
The whole country.
Yeah, the whole country, yeah, because really this is not something that should be just a preserve of teachers and bureaucrats in the educational system, because it's a matter that affects every single family, every single home in Ghana, the quality of education we have and access to education. But these are matters that are under serious consideration and advice.